And it says we are live. It's Thursday night, baby. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes Live. As always, I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. Please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, loud 'em up, baby. Hit the notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all that down in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And we have a bunch of news tonight to cover. Of course, we've had news this week coming out of TFCon with a lot of third-party stuff. We have had news this week being revealed from threezero from Azure Sea Studios. We have had listings from Legacy, a couple of leaks for Studio Series 86. We had new images of the Velocitron set. It's a lot to cover this week, so we're going to jump right into it. I'm just going to get things slightly set up here. I hope you guys are having a tremendous week already so far. Let's see here, man. Let's see here. Bear with me. All right. Hey, Waspinator. Hey. No, you were. I mean, usually you come in partway through the show. Hey, hey, Marcus. Hey, Slow DK. Hey, Brian. Ultra Megatronus, happy to see you here, buddy. All right. By the way, I think the trivia tonight is going to be a little bit challenging. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes you guys surprise me. Hey, Keldeo. Glad your arm's feeling better, buddy. I do have a Wheelie and a Skull Grid. There's not many at this point of a particular character that I don't have. It's really a matter of, hey, Shansi, it's really a matter of, do I see the value in upgrading? Is new actually better? Is it actually an upgrade? And we're going to talk about that a little bit up and coming. Okay, let's kind of kick things off. We had a long show last week. I don't want to be as long tonight. Still hurts, but not as much. Hey, Anthony. Target confirmed release date for the Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee will be Sunday, July 24th at opening. I got news for you, Anthony. It's already out at US retail. It has already been cited and purchased at Target. Obviously, they broke the street date and put it out early, as is the Pterosaur, as is the Dinobot. All of it already out. Start checking your Targets. I know that it's breaking street date, but they're out. I would suspect it'll probably be Christmas, sometime 2023, before Toys R Us Canada gets them, if they get them. I mean, they didn't get Road Rage, and with their outrageous prices, I mean, I don't know if they're going to get it, to be honest with you. Which is a shame, because, again, this is one of those examples of, you know, you put this out and, like, it's news for the United States, and that's it. That's the only place it's really news for. There's a world outside of there, and Hasbro's not catering to the rest of the fans. They're alienating them pretty badly. But if you live in the U.S., then, like Anthony just said, apparently that's the official release date is the 24th. But I can tell you for a fact they are already out and already being purchased. I know for a fact that a Target in Raleigh, North Carolina had them out, and they were able to be purchased there. So, I mean, take that for what you want, right? I'd love to have that set, actually. Most specifically, of course, the Gold Bug, but I would be okay with, I'm going to call them Paralyzer, Sky Wasp. Is that what they're calling them? I don't need the Scorponok. I couldn't care less about that. And what's the other lad in the set? I'm forgetting who the fourth member is now, because they've changed the members around so much. But I know 3 of the 4 I'm cool with. Okay, let's kind of get going here just a little bit. Hey, Dragonfly. I find that Target always breaks street date, though. They don't care, man. My stores refuse to break street date. That's rough. I really want to get the that Skullgrin and Straxus, because it's a neat alt mode. It is a great alt mode. I got both of them. I had Straxus on here last week. Hey, Ken. We need Land Wasp Redeco. Okay. Yeah, I like GotBot going for 200. Like, that's what people are asking for. If anybody's stupid enough, and I'll just say it, if you're stupid enough to spend $200 on a tiny deluxe, then you deserve to lose your money. Like, that's, I hate to say it, man, but like, it's the truth. If you're that gullible to spend 200, and that's what it is, it's gullible. If you're that gullible or addicted or whatever you want to call it to spend $200 on a tiny deluxe, then you deserve to lose your money. Like, that's what you get, man. That's what you get. You know, I don't care. Hey, Brian, welcome to Deluxe Class. I appreciate you being a channel member. By the way, speaking of channel members and patrons, I put up yesterday, I believe, a discussion about exactly what a reviewer is and is not, because there's a lot of people in our community that call themselves a reviewer and they're not a reviewer. They're a commercial. And there's a significant difference. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. If you're looking for a commercial, if you're looking to only see the good, if you're looking to buy something that they're offering, if you're looking to have your purchases justified, then cool. But don't call it a review, because that's not what it is. Call it a commercial. That's what it is. So that one up was about 15 minutes. I do plan to kind of start doing some more stuff up and coming pretty soon. Right now I'm at, I'll say 13 parts, 13 scenes of season 2, episode 12 of Universal Collision done. I start off with about 15,000 images. I'm down to about 4,000 or so. So there's still a fair amount of work to go, but I'm hoping to do a couple of sneak peeks, a little bit of talking about the process. That'll be for patrons and channel members, and maybe a couple of things in shorts. As we get going, but we are inching closer to the season 2 finale, so I can get right into season 3. Also, speaking of which, our good buddy Justin from the 3D Corner is working as we speak on something I'm going to need for season 3 for one of the very earliest scenes. So all of that up and coming. 2022 Generation book is coming out courtesy of some publisher in Japan. And on the cover, it's Optimus Prime Rodimus. It looks a lot like the Rodimus that's on like the Kingdom Legacy artwork, where it looks like the core class Rodimus, as well as Raiden on the cover. There's a feature in there for the 35th anniversary of the Headmaster's cartoon. So that's kind of cool. Again, they put one of these out kind of annually. I don't know if you really need to put a Generations book out annually, but, maybe enough changes. What do I know, What else do we have here? We got a few new bits of news and notes about Earthspark because of what's going to be coming up this coming week, I believe it is, at San Diego Comic-Con. Nickelodeon will have a rather big display. I think they actually have like a 16-foot Bumblebee that you can get a picture with, if I'm not mistaken. That'll be there every day. So what are some of the notes about Earthspark? Well, we know that the voice actors for 3 of the characters will be there, that being Bumblebee, Twitch, and Thrash. I have no idea who Twitch and Thrash are. We also know that there seems to be 2 human companions. I suggest to you that they're family, probably brothers, Robbie and Mo Malto. So different last name for sure, or at least different last name for what I've heard. Maybe it's common where you live. Maybe Malto is a common last name where you live. I don't know. What else do we have here? Speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, apparently Entertainment Earth has announced that one of their exclusives, I think, that's going to be there is going to be a blue Diaclone coloration of the Earthrise Trailbreaker. Interesting, I guess. I don't know if it's actually an Entertainment Earth exclusive or what. I really don't know too much about it, but if you want a blue Diaclone colored Trailbreaker, SDCC exclusive is what it seems like to me. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Lego apparently now has not 1, but 2 possible display bases to go with your Lego Optimus Prime. If you got that and you want a way to display them, you could get the special edition one, which looks like a battle scene. It also comes with 3mm like acrylic, clear acrylic. The backdrop is lenticular. For those who don't know, it's basically like the old 3D holograms where you move it and it's a different battle scene with different blast effects and stuff. I think there's going to be 750 of those produced. There's also going to be a collector version that will have 250 produced. So these aren't going to be easy to get. And That one has the grid basically, and it is a perspex acrylic grid. Again, it's basically as you move the grid, it sort of moves, right? So it's that old-fashioned hologram type of thing. I don't know if these are being offered through SDCC. I'm not a Lego guy, so I don't know how exactly they're being offered. But what I can tell you is that they're going to be limited. The grand total will be about 1,000. The breakdown seems to be 750 of the special edition and then 250 of the collector edition. And the old-fashioned grid is the collector edition. The kind of battle-y scene is the special edition. So take that for what you will. Right? Take that for what you will. The Creatures Collide Dinobot Pterosaur, they're out at US retail. We already heard what the official street date is. I have heard multiple and seen multiple reports of them in various targets. I would like the 4-pack, the Creatures Collide. I don't see it coming to Toys R Us anytime soon. When we do get it, it's usually months and months and months later at a highly inflated price. So cool that they're out in the US, I guess, if you want them. I think of those three, I think the best one is the Creatures Collide set. I mean, I don't need the Pterosaur. If you missed the like more animation accurate one, cool, you could get it. That being said, there's also a KO of that Pterosaur that's painted in really 100% animation accurate colors. I can't remember the company that's doing it, but it looks really good from the one image I saw. If you don't want to go either of those routes and you just want something easy, pick up that Pterosaur from your local Target, I guess. The Dinobot, it's not for me. I mean, whether you call it pork or chicken or whatever that weird pinky color is, it's not for me. The head on it, though, is the Dinobot. Is the Grimlock head, not the Dinobot head. Kind of interesting. Great mold, just not a version of it that I personally need. Maybe you do. And I would, I can't tell you not to because it's a great mold. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Before I go on, let's check in with you guys here. Oh, great. I'm going to have to report. And I'm going to have to do that. And get rid of all that real quick. Let's go up here. I know I'm missing some stuff. I apologize. That's an insult. 200. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. We're saying it's an insult, but I can guarantee you there are people in our community. I can guarantee you there are reviewers who would say, well, that's fine. That's what it's sold for. That must be the market demand for it. No, that's the addict demand for it, not the market demand for it. You'll get a handful of idiotic addicts who will buy that, and then they set the precedent that that's an acceptable price. And that's the truth. You can get mad at me all you like. But in your heart of hearts, when you look in the mirror, whether you're an addict or not, you know that the only sort of person that's buying that is a fool who likes to lose their money, basically. Or they have more money than they have sense. That's also a possibility. Before the average reasonable consumer, I would say that the MSRP is too high for those smaller deluxes. Far too high. Let alone what some scalper's trying to charge for it. Hey, Jay's our guy. Jay always finds it for like the lowest price, and he always finds it early at the Targets or whatever. Like he has like magic powers or something to get the stuff at great prices. The Patreon video, thank you. I appreciate that, Ultra Megatronus. It was true. That's what it was. It was true. I do a kind of a series for channel members and patrons called A Little Dose of the Truth. And I know that it would ruffle a lot of feathers if I just done it regularly here. Not everything, but I know it would definitely ruffle some feathers because I get very gritty and honest. And that was one that I've wanted to talk about for a long time because I see a lot of people call themselves reviewers. And I'm like, but man, you're not a reviewer. A reviewer tells me if I should buy it. A reviewer tells me the good, bad, and ugly, right? That's not what you do. You make every excuse in the book to say it's fantastic. That's not a review. There's a lot of people that I don't watch anymore because they're like, you're showing me the product, but that's fine. I can look at a commercial and see the product. I can look at the picture and see the product. I need to know if this is worth me spending my money on. And since not enough people do that, I started doing it. Right? That's kind of why I do my channel. If you want a commercial T fan page, Lazy Eyebrow and I have one you can see. I can only imagine. I can only imagine, Anthony, what you guys came up with. I just say it is as I see it when I get a new figure. So if it is crap, that's what I'll say. Yeah, exactly. Case in point, let's talk about, since we're here and I'm going down through, let's talk about the new Studio Series 86 Wheelie. I saw it and thought to myself, okay, it's better than the thing that came with Grimlock. But for me, the question is it better than this guy, the Titan's Return? And this isn't perfect. It doesn't tab together the best, but it tabs together okay if you know how to do the transformation. I did do some custom paint work on mine. I added some silver. I added orange thighs. I made the brim of his hat silver. I put orange and silver on his hands and forearms, right? So, like, I'm cool with this guy. This guy cost me, at the time when I bought him, this guy cost me, I want to say $12.99. No, I want to say $9.99 actually. And I know now that the new one is going to be $16.99-ish, $15, $18, depends where you're buying it. Is there enough new at the Studio Series 86? So I looked at the images and I was like, well, robot mode looks okay. However, I'm not sure that the robot mode has a head that turns left and right. This guy does. I don't think the robot mode of the new core class one has a waist. This guy does. So I don't see me paying more money for less articulation. I'm sure it's pretty good. And if you don't have this guy or the Takara version, then that's probably a fine wheelie to get. But if you do have this, is it really an upgrade to get this new wheelie? I don't think so. And some people bought the DNA Design upgrade kit for their Grimlock, which had a wheelie in it. And they're saying, I'm not upgrading. I got the DNA Design wheelie and he's great. So if you got this or the DNA Design, I don't know if you need a new one. Then I saw the vehicle mode. And I was like, why are his hands just hanging out? They don't fold away anywhere. Why is the entire back of the vehicle hollow? Though I do like that he comes with his slingshot, and I do like that there's a place to store it. That's nice. He has a lot of junk on his back. This guy don't. He's real slick. I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's as bad as what people are saying. But I'm not seeing $20 worth of value. I'm seeing hollowness. I'm seeing small. I'm seeing less articulation. I don't understand how here in Canada people will justify that as 20. And by the time you put taxes on, it is 20 here. In the States, people say it's a tenner. I don't know if it's a tenner, then maybe it's worth $10, you know. But you got to make that call yourself, as will I. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do. But, you know, to arbitrarily say it's new, it's good, that's not true. That's a lie. You don't know until you got it in hand. And if it's not good, don't try and justify it. Just be an adult. I won't even say be a man, because I mean, there's, you know, a lot of female collectors as well. Be an adult. I say, hey, they scammed me. They took me. It wasn't good. We would do it with literally any other product on the planet. If you didn't like the macaroni and cheese that you bought, you wouldn't buy it again. If you didn't like the webcam that you bought, you wouldn't buy it again. You'd probably return it. By the way, I am looking into something that'll hopefully make all of this a little clearer. I don't know. I'm not good at researching that stuff. I'm not going to lie. Though I do have an idea of what to get. You know, if you bought, I don't know, a phone and you hated it, when the contract is up, you'd probably get rid of it and not get another one like it. It is what it is. So why do collectors feel like that they have to have some loyalty to a company? Why do they feel like they have to justify everything? If the company's garbage, say the company's garbage. If their products are trash, say their products are trash. It's pretty simple. I say it all the time, and I get a bunch of flack for it. But it's not going to stop me from speaking the truth, because each and every one of you guys, all of you here right now, anybody who's watching after the fact, you deserve nothing less than the absolute honest-to-goodness truth, and that's why I'm here. And that's what I want to give you, is honest-to-goodness truth. I just, let's see. My Energon downshift custom is nearing completion. Neat. I know that you were excited about that. Hey, Maximal 10, Marcus. Just found you access at Midtown. I heard that he was at Midtown Comics. Somebody else mentioned it, Jay. I'm glad you found him, buddy. You don't really like him, though. Huh, interesting. I don't have him, so I don't know. What? Inspector Fox, man, you're in it again. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Blue Trailbreaker is used as a Shattered Glass Trailbreaker. I guess you could use them as a Shattered Glass Trailbreaker. Again, I'm not trying to hunt down an SDCC exclusive or anything. Just wish someone would do a lower rear leg filler for the Earthrise Trailbreaker hoist. But why would you want a leg filler though? Because the legs for transformation need to fold up. And like part of the robot goes in there, right? I don't know if I'd be down for that. I don't know if that would really work. Maybe a flap might work. Possibly, Brian. Maybe a flap. Also, about this Wheelie question: why is Wheelie being released as a core class? He's a mini bot. All the mini bots are being done as deluxes. I mean, it's a scam because they're not deluxes, but they're being done as deluxes. So why was Wheelie done as a core? He's a mini bot. Shouldn't he have been done as a deluxe? Or better yet, why don't you do all of the mini bots as cores? Oh, wait, you already did that. It's called Legends class. They're not deluxes. I mean, none of them are. We've all bought them, but like, let's be realistic. The upcoming Cosmos, he's definitely more than a Legends, but he's not a deluxe. Let's be realistic about it, right? He's somewhere in between. So they're going to go with the higher price point. And I get it. I get that. But why did Wheelie get the shaft? You know what I mean? Why didn't he get the same level of love? Is it because he's the Jar Jar Binks of Transformers? I don't know. But like, I still feel like he should have gotten the same treatment, for what it's worth. As we go down here a bit. I know Hasbro Pulse sucks in Canada, but Creature Club will most likely be available on July 26th with Pterosaur and Dinobot. Yeah, but Hasbro Pulse doesn't come to me, so I can't speak for other provinces and stuff. But the one time I looked into it, I like to get to the closest. The one time I looked into it to get to the closest address, because mine wouldn't work for whatever reason. To get to the closest address, it was going to be $72 in FedEx shipping. Like, that's not realistic. $72 because the only shipping you offer is FedEx, and that was for deluxe Shattered Glass Blur, by the way. $72. That was just for the shipping. Like, get real. Like, to me, that's not even an option. To me, Pulse shouldn't be a thing. I don't like buying from Pulse because I don't think they should be in retail. It's the wrong thing to do, honestly. Undercooked chicken. Maybe what Dinobot has a Grimlock head. Maybe it's related to the original Beast Wars Dinobot. Or maybe it's just we have extra Grimlock heads, so let's slap that on it. I think people see again, like even Caldeo's there trying to justify it. And maybe it is a throwback to the G1 toy or whatever, but I'm sure that the actual reason is we have a bunch of extra Dinobot heads. Let's put some blue on the mouthpiece and call it good and throw it on. What's worse, big company makes toys, big prices, or swindlers? All of them, all three. No, it's not all three. Big companies can make great toys. Mattel's knocking it at the ballpark for reasonable prices. There's the proof right there. I'll say this. I think Mattel is infinitely better than Hasbro. Infinitely better than Hasbro. My collecting of Marvel Legends, I assume that is, has definitely took a dip. I'm still liking the figures way more than before. Okay. If they want Goldbug for $200, I got access to sell the Empire State Building for a great price. Yeah, see, $18.99 for RC, Ironhide, Wheeljack, and Perceptor, right? Like, what you paid, Jay, $18.99 for here was $36.99. Now, you take your little phone or whatever, and you go and you do USD to CAD, and you put in $18.99, and tell me what comes up. I bet you it's not $35.99. Bet you, and that was a cheap one that I found. Usually they're $36.99, and they're as high as $42.99 and $44.99. I don't know what the exchange rate is from $18.99 now, but I'm going to guess to say about $21, $22.99 is about where it's to. Truth does hurt. You're right. I'm going to have to check out the Patreon episode. I think there were still plenty of reviews that reviewers with integrity, but I know what you're talking. There are plenty with integrity, but there are plenty without integrity. And there are plenty who think they're doing a review when really what they're doing is a commercial and they don't understand the difference. So it's not, as I've done that video, I'm not doing it as, oh, you shouldn't watch anybody else. Like, that's not what it is. It's clarifying how I define what a reviewer is and what I think our job is for you, the viewer and the consumer. What our job is, right? Compared to people whose motivation is, well, if you like it, buy it. Or people whose motivation is, well, I like it. I mean, this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it, but that's okay. It's still great. Is it though? If all that's wrong with it, is it really great? Now, I used to do it too. I justified a lot of purchases when I was paying $15, $20. A lot harder to justify it if you're paying $40 or $50. You know what I mean? Right? So it's not a matter of one being better than the other. It's a matter of knowing what you as a viewer, what exactly you're looking for, what information you need. Because when I started doing this in 2016, I've been at this longer than a lot of people. The only reason I'm not bigger is because I don't get stuff early. I'm not overpaying for stuff early, and I ruffle a lot of feathers because, like we said earlier, truth hurts, right? But like, I was watching and I realized there's only like 2 guys, maybe 3, that I had any use for, because everybody else was just either they had no opinion and they're just showing me this is how this works like a robot. And I'm like, oh, that's not telling me anything. Or they like everything. You can't like everything. Not everything is good. So I started realizing, like, I'm not getting the information I want. And the information I want is this worth me using my bank card or using my cash or whatever, right? And that's why I do what I do, right? Today I'm reviewing GotBot. I don't think I'm going to score real well, buddy. Oh God, no! There's lots wrong with my videos. Just the other day, there was. I'll talk about this in tomorrow's review, which is actually Cyber Battalion Shockwave. It was the weirdest thing to review. But last Friday, I looked at the Legends class Devastator, and it was utter garbage. It got a 3. I'll tell you that now. It got garbage. And if you watch the review as we go through, it got to the point where, like, Scrapper wasn't even in focus, and I didn't care. I was sick. I was fed up with it. And like somebody said after, Trop Dommage is his name, said, this is the most uninformed video I've seen in a long time. I'm like, it's not uninformed. It's that this is awful garbage that never should have been made. And it got exactly the amount of information and attention it deserved, which is very, very little. Very little. I mean, I totally get why movie fans were so happy with the Studio series or even the Devil Savior version of their Devastator, because the Supreme one is not great. And that Legends one that I once thought about getting is utter garbage. The individual bots are trash. They're Legion, not Legend. They have highly limited articulation. And then when you go through the hassle and get it all finally together, the Devastator basically doesn't move. No, it was one of the worst things I ever reviewed. I'm glad I don't own it. My opinions. Here's the thing. My opinions are not wholly accurate and always correct, but my facts are wholly accurate and correct. For example, if I'm talking about a small deluxe and I say, well, this deluxe clocks in all in at 70 grams. That's a fact. 70 grams is a fact. Traditionally, before War for Cybertron started, a deluxe was basically 84 grams. In fact, if you go back to classics in the universe, most of them were like 90 to 92 grams. So I give you that information. Now you will decide if you want to do it. But here was the problem that I had, for example, with the War for Cybertron. You're giving me immediately less product, and you were giving a 33.3% increase in price at the time. That has not stopped since. I'm sorry. Those are mathematical facts. It's indisputable. No, it was not like Reflector, Siege Reflector. Not worth it. I bought it. I got him. But I know I was taking advantage of because he's not a deluxe and was not worth it. He was 72 grams. Like, that's not an opinion. That's math. And that's another problem. People think that reviewers are giving opinions. No, reviewers sometimes aren't. What reviewers should be doing is giving you the facts. If they're only giving you an opinion, who cares? I don't care what your opinion is. I care about the facts. Like Optimus. Paul's a nice enough guy, I guess. But I don't care what your opinion is. Or, you know, maybe you entertain me. Or maybe you do give me some information. But, like, I don't care what your opinion is. This review paid for by the friends at GotBot. Yeah, I doubt that, buddy. Hey, Big M. I hope to find the Legends Wheelie from Titan's Return, but I'll probably get the core one. And I get that. If you don't have the Legends Wheelie, I get getting the core. Hey, Sovereign. A reviewer doing commercials is essentially kissing the butt of the manufacturer. Yes, it is. And there's a lot of people who do it. And a lot of people I've stopped watching since because not interested. I don't want to watch thieves. And I don't want to watch somebody who is a suck up. That's just me. You do you. Nice. I'm glad they found your sludge too, Jay. Look at the trash SS86 hot rod. One of the few times I had buyer's remorse. KOs and third party is fun for me. Maximal 10 is pretty much given up on mainline stuff because the QC, the pricing is just, it's all the wrong business choices. That's all. The way Hasbro is doing things with QC right now, I'd go through. Well, they're not doing QC. It's not the way they're doing things with QC. They outright admitted not that long ago that in 2020 and 2021, they did not do any QC because they couldn't travel because of travel restrictions. They admitted we didn't even bother to do QC. Plus, they admitted that they changed plastic suppliers. What are you doing? How incompetently can you run a business? Let's not check our products. Let's change the supplier of the material we use for manufacturing. I don't know. I've seen a lot wrong, man. A lot of mismanagement. That's what I'd say. 2 sludges. Okay. Hey, Razor Bear.
Of course not.
The yellowing. Oh, by the way, apparently Blaster has yellowing issues. My Blaster is fine, but somebody sent me pictures, and yeah, Blaster has yellowing issues. Take that for what it's worth. My target has like 25 star screams. Oh, that like leader class star scream. I haven't seen that first or last. Like that has not come here to my knowledge anywhere. Like that's how far behind we are, and that's how much leader isn't selling. They're not. A lot of stores just aren't buying it because they're like $85. You know, by the time I put taxes on here, you're looking at like about $85 for a liter. Like the average consumer is just not going to buy it. It's too expensive. So we're not really getting liters anymore, which is a problem. Wheelie was a smaller bot than the others. No, he wasn't. Wheelie was not a smaller bot than the others. He's a mini bot. He's about the same size as Bumblebee. So that's not right, Blue. So we go down here. We suffer from their F-ups. We got at least 4 bots that have succumbed. At least 4. There's a lot more than 4 that succumbed to the yellowing sovereign. You should go back and watch the last several weeks, probably the last 2 months worth of GotBot Goes live, because I've had people send me images of innumerable characters that I report on here. There's a lot of them. And pretty much anything with gray or white or blue from multiple lines. So, I mean, take them from what you want, right? I think the reviewers, though, sometimes you want to watch for the person's opinion. I don't. See, I don't care about anybody else's opinion. I want to make my own. That's why I don't watch anything until I have it in hand, because I don't want to be colored. And I used to do that, Ken. And what would happen, or what I started noticing happen, is I would get stuff in hand and realize it's not as good as what that reviewer made it out to be. They really hyped it up like this was great. Case in point, MP10. I hate that thing. I think it's garbage. I don't like it. I don't find the transformation fun. I don't feel like the joints feel good. I don't like that the arm goes out like classic side swipe barely. This is about as far as it gets. I don't like it. But I know that everybody treats it like it's the second coming of the Lord. You know what I mean? Like I get the popularity. But when I finally got it in hand, I was like, this is not that good. So now I just wait so I can draw my own conclusions, right? Because opinions are, to me, worthless. That's a commercial, right? I get what you're saying. And if somebody's opinion is entertaining enough, Thu's an entertaining guy, right? If an opinion is entertaining enough, then yeah, sure, why not? But then I'm watching it for the personality. I'm not watching it for the thing that they're reviewing. I'm watching it for that person, that personality, right? And sometimes that's the case too. It's $85 for a plastic chair. No, thanks. Should go down here a little bit. I got Coronation Starscream for 28 USD from Target on Tuesday. There you go, man. 28. That is a good price for what is essentially a slightly upsized deluxe from 10 or 12 years ago. Let's go up to news. TFCon. Let's talk about TFCon, man, because there was a slideshow with a bunch of third-party stuff. And I'm not going to lie, the thing that got my attention is O1 Studio Seed, which, of course, is their accompaniment to go with their Studio Cell Unicron. Some people have asked me, are you in for Seed? I don't know yet, honestly, because my Cybertron Primus has such special meaning to me, as I talked about in the top 10 special Transformers that I have in my collection, that I can't see replacing it. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I adore Cell. He is the perfect Unicron. There's different colors to him, but he is hands down the best, the single best Unicron that has ever been produced, official or third party. That includes that oversized shell former, the HasLab one. I get that people like it for the size. I understand that, but that's all it got going for it is the size, which I find ironic because when I got Cell, everybody said, oh yeah, your Unicron is smaller than the Fort Max and the Metroplex. It's not even the size of a Titan. That's little baby Unicron junk. And then those same people, because I remember the names, those same people bought the HasLab one and said it's a centerpiece and said it's the biggest thing. And those same ones are saying, I'm buying that 4-foot Fort Max. And there's even two that I know of that already have decided that they're selling their Fort Max, their Trypticon, and their Metroplex because they're convinced that this Like Toys or whatever it's called is actually going to produce that 4-foot Metroplex. Let's get a couple of things straight with that 4-foot Metroplex. It's 3D printed. And if you're going to mass produce it to some degree, you're going to need to have it be injection molding. You're not going to 3D print all this and send it out. I cannot imagine what the engineering and the joints and whatnot would have to be like. I cannot imagine how many molds, and molds are made of steel, would be required. While making a figure is not as expensive as Hasbro would have you believe, it is more expensive than other manufacturing things. And for something like that Metroplex, or even like the Fort Max, I feel like the price would have to be astronomical. Now, let's just say, though, both happen and a collector gets it and puts them right alongside their Unicron. Then guess what? Your $600 US Unicron has the exact same problem as Studio Cell does with the regular Titans. Now, your $600 HasLab Unicron looks like a cute little baby. Which, by the way, I saw a picture this week. Somebody had that Unicron actually put in a stroller. It was hilarious. I loved it. I thought it was the best time I've ever seen him. I thought that was hilarious. But Seed, he's impressive looking. Iron Factory also showed off their Samurai Lyo Convoy and Shattered Glass Lyo Convoy and Cyclonus and Lockdown. All of that samurai style, as is their King Grimlock, who looks like a samurai style of Grimlock from the IDW comics. It is the weirdest thing, but it looks kind of neat. Very different take that Iron Factory is doing. You have to like the aesthetic to be in on it. They also showed off their Drift from Age of Extinction, which looks really good as well. I mean, some solid entries from Iron Factory. New Age, of course, were on the scene, and New Age showed off their Shockwave, which looks really good. But why is the section on his chest blue? I found that jarring. Maybe some people will like it. I found it a bit jarring. I don't know what the nod is to for that. But But okay, I mean, it is what it is. They also showed off their RC, who looks stupendous. Stupendous. I'm sure she's tiny, but man, oh man. Why was the Earthrise RC a thing when the capability is there to do one like the New Age has done, which is glorious, really, really glorious. Really, really impressed by it. Fans Hobby, they were at TFCon. They showed off something a bit different, a hangar diorama that I thought looked really good. There's even a little control console for Ginrai to sit in, right? They had a lot of their offerings on it. It is a big diorama because honestly, the offerings that they put out are fairly large. I guess they're probably MP scaled. So this is a big diorama. I think it looks really cool though. They also showed off their Darkwing, who can combine with their Dreadwind to give you Dreadwing. I think that's super impressive. We saw some more images of the highly anticipated, highly impressive Energon Optimus Prime. And their double dealer, full color. I feel like in the vehicle mode, there's a bit too much purple where the way the wings fold up. I think there's a bit too much purple on the back of that. But I love the look of the bird. I really like the look of the robot, super clean. I even like that in robot mode, you can bring out those wings and it gives them a really, really cool looking silhouette. I'm down for it, man. I think I really like it. Planet X showed off Snarl in a multitude of colors from G1 and G2 and maybe a comics one. I don't remember now. This is a Snarl from the like War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron games. He looks glorious. He looks really, really beautiful. But I mean, would you expect anything less from Planet X? I wouldn't. Planet X, I mean, they know how to nail it, man. They also showed their Victory Leo, who has a lot of metallic gold on him. Looks great. It combines with their Star Saber. If you like their Star Saber, you have their Star Saber. I mean, how can you not go in on their Victory Leo and have your Planet X version of Victory Saber, you know? Especially if you don't have the MP or you didn't go in on the HasLab one, right? If you didn't go in on those and you went in with Planet X, I think you should probably get the Victory Leo to go along with it. Looks stupendous. Looks very high-end. How well does it function? Especially once it's all combined together, I don't know. Time will tell with that. Dr. Wu showed off their Alita 1, which is basically a remold of their RC. She's white and pink. They always do Alita as white and red. I don't know why. She was never red. She was pink. And in the robot mode, this is pretty much the perfect Alita 1. She's going to be tiny. She's going to be really tiny. But man, oh man, she's beautiful, beautiful Alita 1. Way to go, Dr. Wu. MMC, they showed off their it's not labeled as World War I Optimus, but I don't think so. I think it's War Within Optimus, to be honest with you. I think it's a War Within Optimus. Looks really good from MMC. I've heard only good things about it. They also showed off their female Armada Megatron, who honestly, I really dig. I like her better than just the normal Armada Megatron. There's something about her that just, I don't know, it stands out to me. It's kind of like what they did with their Tarn, their Coulter, I think it was. I don't know what the female version was called, but she looked really sleek as well. So it's a revisioning, but I think it's a cool revisioning. And finally, Fans Toys, they were there. They showed off their Cliff Jumper. I'm not a Fans Toys fan, but I can say this. Their Cliff Jumper, infinitely better than the MP Cliff Jumper. Even already just seeing it, I'm sure that it's over-engineered and difficult to transform. But in both vehicle and robot mode, I'm going to tell you right now, the Fans Toys Cliff Jumper obliterates the official Masterpiece that looks like hot garbage. I'm not going to lie. I think the official Masterpiece Cliff Jumper looks like trash. I think the Fans Toys is the way to go if you're an MP collector. They also showed off their pipes that looks pretty good, I guess. Their blaster, who has a lot of like gold chrome on his chest and the horns that he holds in his hand. But we also saw Eject, Ram Horn, Steel Jaw, and of course Rewind. I mean, the cassettes look stupendous. I think that they're the highlight. Although the blaster looks really good too, to be honest with you. And their Power Glide, who's pretty darn big. I would say Voyager-ish size, which I guess is MP sized. I'm not an MP guy, so I don't know. What I saw, and I like that the Power Glide can open his chest and he actually has the heart in there, right? From that episode, The Girl Who Loved Power Glide, right? I think they all look stupendous. I'm sure I would hate the engineering. I'm sure I wouldn't like the feel of the joints because it's not a company that I like what they do. I think both of the end results are amazing. I think the robots all look clean and look spectacular. I think the vehicle mode, same thing. I am not at all interested in seeing how to get from one to the other because I feel like it would be an ordeal. But I'll give credit where credit is due. For a display piece, for an MP collector, I think that there were some really, really great offerings here. I don't know when, if they're actually released yet, but man, do yourself a favor, at least for the cliff jumper. Skip the official MP because it's junk. Get yourself the fans toys. I can't believe I'm saying that. But, it is what it is. Earlier, Jay Holland mentioned the Studio Series 86 Sludge. Of course, it's out in the US. It's been out in the US for a while. It's also out now in the UK. It's still saying August here. I'm starting to think it's actually going to be August before I get the lad. Hopefully I don't have the tolerance issues that people have had because here's the thing. There was a time when if I had some tolerance issues, I'd say, they don't charge an arm and a leg for it. So what do you expect? I'll fix it. I'll thicken this up or I'll take this apart or I'll tighten this screw or whatever. For what they're charging now, I think any tolerance issue is unacceptable. Unacceptable, 100% unacceptable. And nobody should accept it. I've seen some fixes for some stuff where like you're putting in foam and stuff. What? Dude, do you know what you just paid for that? No. Return it. Get a different copy. Right? I'm just saying, don't let them off with that. Get a different copy. I'm not saying don't get a copy. I'm saying get a different copy. What else do we have here? Oh, threezero is doing a gold edition of their Bumblebee, their M Deluxe Bumblebee, MDLX. It's only 5 inches in height. It's not big. It's small. It's smaller than a Deluxe Transformer, but it also has 36 points of articulation and an exorbitant amount of sculpted detail and paint. And I mean exorbitant because I've seen it. I don't own it, so I can't review it, but I've seen it and held it. And it looks great in gold, is the best I can tell you. Do I think it's something you should double dip on? No, probably not. But it's really, really impressive. We saw the Koto Bukiya, Bishujo, Megatron. I like her jacket. I don't like that as a whole. I don't like the whole anime girl thing I've talked about before. But I do like the jacket. I like the sculpting and the painted detail on that. And only that. That's the only thing I like. Knockout. So the Mark, I don't know what his last name is. The Mark guy who always puts up stuff. He's one of the designers or the head designer or something now. Apparently he started working on what the Transformers Prime characters were going to look like with Warden before Warden ended up leaving. Good riddance to that. I didn't like him at all. Didn't trust him either. And I'm so glad that they didn't go with what those guys thought up because it looked like they were going to use the Reveal the Shield Jazz mold. And I'm like, no. That looks nothing, absolutely nothing like Knockout. You would be doing a great disservice if you used that for Knockout. Thankfully, that's not what they did. They used the Studio Series 86. Now, that being said, while they use Studio Series 86, it's been mixed reviews. I think the head sculpt is okay when you put it next to the animation of Knockout. The eyes are a little off. The lips are definitely off. Having a nose isn't right, but the actual one has like a red piece that kind of comes down where the nose would be, like part of his head crest. So they've sort of replaced that part of his head crest with a nose. I'm okay with that, but it is a very stylized head. So what's the same? We know that there's a lot of paint, a lot of molded stuff. So what's the same? Here are the parts that are the same. The biceps are the same. The shoulders are the same. The tummy section is the same. The pelvis is the same. The hands are the same. The shins are the same. And the tires are the same as they are on Jazz, are the same as they are on Jackpot. So if you don't like the mold, then don't bother to get this Knockout. If you like this mold, well, then maybe this is a Knockout for you. Funny enough, I find the Jazz is fragile. I find the Jackpot is not. Go figure, right? Let's check in with you guys again real quick. Before I kind of move on through the news there. Let's go up here. Tuesday, keep the gear enthroned, swap the wings, and I'm going to sell the hanger. I usually watch after I've done my review. So yeah, I sometimes I do that too, Ken. I'll do mine and then I'll watch some stuff after. Yeah. Is the sale still on? It's part of the anti-Prime Day sale. Anti-Prime Day? Okay. I spent nearly 40-20 each for my SS86 Star Screen because cape, crown, shoulders, pads. Oof. Did you see what? Chunkimus Prime, the Ultra Magnus repaint? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you mean the Shattered Glass one? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I used to be a BBTS affiliate, and then they took it away because I'm like, I mean, I can only promote your junk so much, to be honest with you. Let's see. The only Titan you have is War for Cybertron Omega. He's really great. Arc is okay. I think Omega is better, though. The Titans I have already take up so much space. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not stupid enough to spend that kind of money on a toy because they'll definitely be about $1,500. Like, it's probably American. Like, I'm not that foolish. I'll never be that foolish. My Titans are plenty big. They take up enough real estate. Here's the thing. I think that the Fort Max and this Metroplex, I think they're impressive. I think it's amazing to see what can, by the way, that's notifications coming on my computer. Sorry about that. I think it's amazing to see what can be done. Do I think it's practical for this to actually go out and be purchasable? No, I don't. Anybody who gets it is going to show it off as though they've done something amazing. And really, all it's really going to do is make you look like a schmuck because it's going to make it look like you're going to look like somebody who don't have any sense with money is what it's going to look like. Or it's going to look like you have so much money that now you're showing off what you can do. Like, it's not going to make you endeared to the fandom. I think these are amazing, but I think that it's a slippery slope, man. I think it's a slippery slope. Fans Toys doing a power glide. Yeah, they are. I was going to bring up the Unicron in the baby stroller. Yeah, and that was RC was made possible only by the power magic of those third-party wizards. Then wanting the 4-foot Metroplex have HasLab Unicron and would not get any Citybot big. No, I mean, if you like, the whole point of getting the HasLab Unicron was for him to be that huge centerpiece, right? I didn't like it. I didn't want it. But again, you got to look at the situation. Here, by the time I done the exchange rate and put it in the shipping, and then by the time I found out that there was also customs charges, he was $1,100 Canadian. Like, I'm sorry, he's a shell former. He's not worth no $1,100. Not even close. Maybe $200 Canadian. But he was overpriced by about $900. So you got to look at it from that perspective. If I was in the US, could I see the 575? I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. And if I did, then yes, my expectation is he's the biggest I'll ever have, which would immediately negate the Fort Max and the Metroplex. For the record, I don't believe for a second we're getting either of those. Not in full. I'll be shocked if we ever get either of those. Female Megatron could be used as an SG Mega Empress. You could use it as a Mega Empress, I guess. Hot Garbage trademark is the actual name. I like that. Fast Power Glide seems kind of skinny. And Warthog. Yeah, but maybe. But I don't know if anybody's going to do it better. Fans Toys showed off a lot of stuff, but made no mention of their yet to be finished combiners. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on, that Fans Toys Menasor. Am I right? That Fans Toys Menasor, right? If Hasbro is selling to high leader class, it's like they're begging us not to get Transformers. Everybody and their mother's uncle seems to be getting sludge already. One thing to note, there's been a case where Snarl is yellowing at... What? Where Snarl is yellowing at the breast piece and Donald? We don't have a Snarl. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, man. Loose legs is a common thing with sludge. Yeah, I've heard about that. The loose legs. Amazon was supposed to deliver your sludge earlier this week. Change. Oh, look, I got 2 things that are supposed to be delivered by the 20th from Amazon. Neither has shipped. I don't believe for a second that I'm going to get them by the 20th. I don't believe for a second I'm going to get them before the fall, to be honest with you, if they don't just outright cancel the orders, which they're also famous for doing. My sludge is a marionette without strings. Yikes. That makes me so sad because sludge is my favorite Dinobot. Yeah, I don't have a phone here now. I'm not going looking at Instagram stuff right now. I'll have to see it after Sovereign. Okay. I assume he has an actual name and it's not Chunkamus Prime. I don't know what you're talking about there. I got the new Metroplex equals schmuck. I didn't even look at the Prime Day stuff, honestly. Like, I saw these like people going around yesterday, like chickens with their head cut off, trying to get all these toys on a deal. I'm like, really? One dude was like, I'm going to get a second set of the Road Ranger and Puffer because it's such a good deal. I'm like, you just wasted like $30, dude. If you already have them, why are you getting more of them? I don't know. A lot of people make choices that I don't get. And I feel like I understand now why some people's families judge them because you make some bad choices, dude. We saw some images of the Velocitron. I'm gonna just say it, and this is gonna be another unpopular opinion. I detest when things are packaged in vehicle mode. They're never going to be on my shelf in vehicle mode. The only time they're going to be in vehicle mode is when I'm doing stop motion or a review. I don't care what the vehicle mode is. I want to see the robot. So I'm not a big fan that they're doing that. I know it's popular. I know people want it. I didn't like it with Classics Chug. I was glad when it went away. I'm sad that it's coming back. Blur. Again, either you like the Studio Series 86 Blur or not. If you don't, then don't get this Blur because it's the exact same mold. Cosmos, Overdraw, or Override, Scourge, we all know. Burnout is the black skids. I like the skids. Some people give it a hard name. Holler, I like the grapple. A lot of people don't. If you don't like grapple, probably don't get holler. If you like grapple, get holler. Clamp down, again, I love the earth mode, so I want to clamp down. Road Rocket, like I would get Road Rocket. I didn't get the Prime RC, so I'd probably get Road Rocket for that mold. Speaking of that mold, we also found out that Shattered Glass is going to be using that mold with Flame War, and I gotta find that now. Flame War and Fire Glide. So Fire Glide is taking Taraxodon and making it black and red. I gotta be honest, I don't know anything about this Flame War. I know it started out being an Energon RC reuse in BotCon 2005, and then it was like an attendee exclusive in BotCon 2014 or something. But as far as the character goes, I literally know zero about her. Nothing. I look at this and I think, isn't this the color she always is? Except there's a Decepticon logo that's now red. I would get her, not because I know the character, but because my Shattered Glass Decepticons are lacking. We saw some more images of Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. Maybe that's who Sovereign Knight is talking about. I think that that's a nice nod, honestly, because you can have kind of a Delta Magnus. It's not really Delta Magnus, I know. And you get that Blue Optimus Magna Convoy or whatever his name is. And then, of course, if you change the face out, you get what they're calling Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, although I think they should have used the Laser Prime mold for it, but you know, it is what it is. Again, like I would get it. I'm not opposed to it. I'd like to have Slicer and Exosuit, which, fun fact, apparently the Slicer is a Decepticon, a good guy. Isn't Slicer supposed to be an evil Autobot? I don't know. I maybe I saw wrong. I don't know. I thought it was weird. But again, here's the problem with those. They're all Hasbro Pulse exclusives. Now, Razor Bear was good enough to help me the first go around with these guys. But like, I never felt good about it and I never felt clean about it. Because if you're a company selling something, you shouldn't have to go to those sort of lengths to get the product. Just sell the product. Sell the damn thing. It's very simple. So I don't like the way they're doing business. And that's really hurting me. I'd love to have them. But I don't think I can, in good conscience, put anybody on the hook for trying to provide something to me like that via pre-order stuff. I don't. I love Shattered Glass. I'd certainly like to have some more Decepticons, but I don't like the way they're being offered. I really don't. Now, GameStop up here did get the Megatron and the Starscream. That's all they got. For what I'd seen at just regular retail, you had the Optimus and the Ratchet, you had the Starscream and the Megatron. That's it. That's all that was at regular retail. No Goldbug, no Jetfire, and no, who was the other one? Blur, right? I don't know what to expect with the new ones. We'll see, I guess. But like, it takes the wind out of my sails when I'm there. I'm like, this is new. I probably can't get it. That's discouraging. Azure Sea Studios, they're doing a 6-shot statue where he's standing over the fallen body of Ultra Magnus. Speaking of Ultra Magnus, again, it looks beautiful. It's a statue. It's an art piece. It stands 85 centimeters tall, 66 centimeters wide, by 52 centimeters long. It is gigantic. These Azure Sea Studio things are beautiful, and they even have like some change out weapons and stuff, and they're expensive. But I mean, again, they're art pieces, right? You really need almost like a dedicated art room if you're in for those. They're magnificent, but they're for a very special collector, as is the YOLO Park Playmo kits. And they just showed off their Shockwave. Now, their Optimus is amazing. It's gigantic. It's huge. It doesn't transform, but I mean, it's joints within joints within joints. And then you have this guy, Shockwave, from the Bumblebee movie that looks every bit as good. Apparently, there were something like 37 plates that were used for Optimus. There's 44 used for Shockwave. And he is going to be 30 centimeters tall, and he is due to be out Q4. Just like their Optimus, I'm sure we're going to see a billion images and probably some video of their Shockwave. I have no doubt about it. Tonninator, the other thing. We already talked about things coming out now at Target. Tonninator also going to come out at Target. It is the Autobot version of Devastator, and it does have the Tonka logo on it, certainly on the long haul analog. It's colored in Tonka yellow and black. The names of the individual lads is, let's see here. We have Mega Dozer, that's Bone Crusher. We have Power Digger, that's Scavenger. We have Motor Load. Motor Load is Scrapper. I don't know if Motor Load is going to be the leader of the team or not. We have Motor Mix, who is Mixmaster. I guess he mixes motors. I don't know. We have Mega Hauler, who's Long Haul. And then we have Skyhook, who is, as you probably expected, Hook. I hear it's very expensive. I don't know. But, I mean, it has all the limitations of G1. So either you like that or you don't. It wouldn't be for me. You know, for me, the two biggest things is articulation and scale, right? Let's just check in with you guys, and then we'll do the last here along with the trivia. And then we'll do the little tiny unboxing that I got here. It's only a little one. Let's go up here a bit. Hey, Albert. Amazon is not really very trustworthy anymore, and we can't do anything about it because Amazon, part of the big four, and they see. Here's the thing, Kel. People say there's nothing we can do, but yes, you can. Don't buy from Amazon. It's very simple. Don't give Jeff Bezos more money. Like I don't get people who say you can't do anything. You're the consumer. You have literally all the power. Companies have exactly that much, zero, because without consumers buying, they don't exist. That's why companies go out of business. You don't owe a company anything. You don't owe them your loyalty. You don't owe them your money. They have to win your business. So I disagree with you, Keldeo. Yes, you absolutely can just not buy from Amazon. And before you say, yeah, but I really want, there's your problem. I really want. Don't want anything in this life bad enough to get taken advantage of. There's a little bit of GotBot life advice. Hey, Raphael. Shattered Glass Flame War will be pre-ordered. Good for you, I guess. I like Holler, but I won't get him unless he's a good price. Good price. He's going to be a Voyager price. Here, that's $47.99. I don't know why a green version of Hook is. Let's see. I spent $39, so I don't know why this doing is a $8-9 more because he's green. I'll probably wait till it's on sale. Although this is Walmart, so it won't go on sale. It'll go on rollback because Walmart doesn't have sales because their prices are already lowest. What a pack of nonsense. As somebody who worked there once, what a pack of nonsense. Why would Flame War be a son of a glitch exclusive? Oh, right. Yeah. SS86 Snarl is the only Dinobot I'm getting when it's out. So far, I'm happy with Grimlock. That's fair. If you don't know much on Flame War, great because you can do your own thing with her. That's true. I mean, again, I know that she's a character from the comic books. I don't like Transformers in comics. I don't think it's a good medium. I've talked about this before. So if it's a comics-only character, I know exactly this much about them, unless I go and do research, like I did with a little bit for Impact or a little bit for G-Axis, right? I know that she's supposed to be like a really good warrior for the Decepticon cause. So I guess a Shattered Glass version means she's a really heroic, I guess. I don't know. Slicer is supposed to be Shattered Glass Wheeljack, but they just kept calling him Slicer. So what was the point of saying he's Shattered Glass Wheeljack? I agree with you. I never got involved with Shattered Glass stuff. I suppose that's great because it saves me money. Absolutely, buddy. I don't know if Slicer was a European Action Master. That's a good question, Razor Bear. I would have to look that up. Hey, Chicken Fried Steak. He's my favorite name. What? Don't taking this seriously. You're probably best off trying to find some of the original SG than wasting. Yeah, and you know what, Caldeo? You might be right. You might be better off finding some, trying to track down some of the original Shattered Glass, possibly. Well, if Flame War is a regular Decepticon, then in Shattered Glass, she's going to be a Shattered Glass Decepticon. Just like Megatron's a regular Decepticon, but in Shattered Glass, he's a Shattered Glass Decepticon. It's just usually their color scheme at the very least changes. Hers looks exactly the same. Hey, Jimzilla. And guys, if I'm skipping stuff, I apologize. Hey, Tracer. Hey, Trent. Flame War. Well, no, they're going to be a Pulse exclusive. The entire Shattered Glass line has been a Pulse exclusive. Tonninator is expensive. Hasbro had to make all those new molds. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You got it, buddy. There are places other than Amazon to get your Transformers online. Or you could just go to brick and mortar. Brick and mortar needs your business more than ever. Couldn't get anything big. I really don't care about the HasLab Unicron, but if I did, my wife would divorce you. She might. Slicer was a European exclusive. Okay, there you go. There you go. Slicer apparently was a European Action Master. Who knew? I know I certainly didn't. Okay, let's get this done. I already talked about Shattered Glass Megatron. I think this is neat, even though sadly it's an Amazon exclusive, so good luck getting it. But in celebration of 15 years of the 07 original Transformers live action movie, they are releasing the Autobot 5-pack. It will have these, I assume, Studio Series 5 Optimus Prime. It will have the, I think it's the 77 Camaro Bumblebee, if I'm not mistaken. It will have the Jazz. It will have the Ratchet, who I actually use as Remedy and still have here. And it will have the uber hard to get Studio Series Ironhide, who is fantastic. I reviewed him a long time ago. I've also reviewed the NPM. The NPM is hot garbage. The Studio Series is infinitely better than the NPM. Infinitely better. If you are a movie fan, I think that this is the way to go to get the movie one Dinobots, or not Dinobots, Autobots. I really do. I think the Bumblebee's garbage. Everything except the Jeep Bumblebee is junk. But outside of that, the Ratchet is great. The Ironhide is great. That Optimus is great. And the Jazz is really fantastic. Like, there are definitely deco differences and stuff here, but really nice set. Really nice set, especially now, too, a few years later, for anybody who came in a little late to the game. Great opportunity to get those Cardinal movie Autobots. And I can't believe I'm saying it. if you can secure it through Amazon, I know how hard that is, but if you can secure it, do it. Do it. $141.99 US. I think the price is about right. I assume here in Canada, it'll probably be around 180, 189. I think with what the prices are nowadays, I think that's probably about right. Take that for what you will. What else do we have here? Literally just before I came on the air, apparently there might be now. I'm going to say this with a caveat. Apparently there might be a reissue of the Beast Wars Vintage Retracks. Interesting one, was not in the show. Bacon reported it on T-Formers, and the listing and whatnot apparently comes from eBay. So I would take it with a grain of salt that we're getting a reissue. I don't know why it would be up on an eBay listing, because the Beast Wars reissues have been Walmart exclusive. It's possible. It's possible we could get a Beast Wars Retracks. Time will tell. And then lastly, we had 3 new legacy listings, point blank, about bloody time. We got crosshairs, and actually I have a custom 3D printed pinpointer that I think it's Pinpointer is his partner, that goes with him. Reviewed that on the channel a while ago. Very happy to have point blank, who comes with Peacemaker, apparently, as a Target Master should come with their Target Master partner. So yeah, 100% happy about that. Really, really happy about that. We also have Skullgrin, which is interesting. I like the deluxe Skullgrin. He's not perfect. I would venture to say to you that his hips are a little looser than I'd like. And I know a lot of people don't like the ankles, but like, in all honesty, both he and Straxus, as weird as they are, like if I lay them down to stand up, they stand up super easy. They don't fall down. They're super secure. They're easy to animate. I like this. I feel like a new Skullgrin could be a Voyager. I think he would still have to turn into a tank. We'll wait and see. I mean, we had news of a Voyager Metal Hawk, apparently, or a rumor of a Voyager Metal Hawk. Now a Skullgrin, maybe. Would I replace it? Again, we'd have to see, because for his Pretender shell, I have the little Prime Master. And then when I want him to be in action, I have this guy. What would a new one be like? I don't know. But he needs that iconic skull, like bull skull head, right? And the last one, Dead End, which I think we all knew was coming because, of course, Menasor, right? Now, the only thing I've seen for Menasor at this point is drag strip. Nothing else is out in Canada yet. But I know some people are getting them in other places. Like I've heard that I think Europe, certainly the UK, I think has Wall Rider. I know the US, I think the UK has Motormaster. Australia certainly does. He's yellowing. So there's a lot going on. Okay, let's do the trivia. And then I'll check in with you guys, and then we'll do our little unboxing, and we're going to get out of here. So the trivia, real quick. In what episode, in what G1 episode does Optimus Prime first appear with the blue lines on his tractor trailer? So there were some episodes. We all know that typically in the animation, Optimus's trailer, when it comes to the line on it, it's just white with an Autobot symbol. In fact, MP44 even released the trailer like that. However, there are episodes, several of them, where the blue lines that the G1 trailer had, that I even have on the trailer that I use, which is the Second Chance trailer, there is a number of episodes where the blue lines are there. What was the first episode where they appeared? Was it A, the Autobot Run? Was it B, City of Steel? Was it C, The Core? Or was it D, Dark Awakening? A, B, C, or D? Was it Autobot Run, City of Steel, The Core, or Dark Awakening? Which one was the first episode where he had the blue lines on his trailer? I'm going to let you guys think about that for a few moments while I just scroll up here just a little bit. Let's go up here just a slight bit. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? Starscream Wife is doing good. She got a bit of a lingering cough. Since I mean, I was down and out myself too, but we're pretty much back to normal now. My mom and her partner have it, not from us, but it's we have a lot of it going around in our province. Like a lot of it, I was talking about it with, I think it might have been Ultra Megatronus. It's pretty bad here again. I'm not gonna lie. I think they released Flamore as a Shadowglass Decepticon because why not? Yeah. I'm glad that you guys are reporting them. I remember reporting them as well. Yeah, I have no doubt that bot is. We do all have to keep reporting it. Let's see. We have a C. We have a lot of C. We have a B. Autobot Run or City of Steel. E animated series. That's good. Waspinator says A. I'll say City of Steel. Did you go to the doctor? It's a lot more prevalent because everyone is doing at-home tests and not going to the doctor. We can't. Like getting a PCR, like that's not a thing anymore. You have to do the home ones and assume that that's accurate. They're not, but you have to assume. And other than that, there's zero restrictions and all of the summer festivals. And there's now, because there's that freedom, there's literally hundreds upon hundreds. Actually, word is about 1,400 new cases a day is where we're to. Now, we only have a population of 510,000 in our whole province. So 1,400 is a significant portion of that. But no problems here. Okay. The answer is B. City of Steel is the first episode that had the lines. To be fair, the Autobot Run did, and the Core did, and I heard that Dark Awakening did, but I'm like, I don't think he had his trailer in Dark Awakening. Basically, episodes that were done by ACOM generally have the blue lines. If they were done by other studios, they didn't. But the ACOM ones, at least some of them had the blue lines. For those who don't know, ACOM stands for Animation Korea Movie. What is that? Production. Animation Korea Movie Production. ACOM Production, right? So there you go. It was B, City of Steel. Who knew, right? Who knew? Okay, let's do the pickup and let's get out of here. Pickup this week is a tradition, a family tradition. Do you know what it is yet? If you've been around here, you should. The pickup this week is very small, very simple, very sweet. It is the latest of the Hallmark keepsake ornaments. Of course, once again, this is Optimus Prime. Now, Starscream Wife wasn't sure if I actually wanted it, but it is our family tradition to have the Hallmark keepsake ornament. So I do have this, and there will be, of course, a Christmas stop motion to go with it. It'll be different. I am bothered that rather than continuing on with the aesthetic that they've had with different characters, that they're going back and now it's going a little more animation accurate. I've heard some people say, that thing is hyper accurate to the cartoon. It's not. It actually has a significant error from the cartoon, but I'll talk about that when I do the review. Am I happy to have it? Absolutely. If for no other reason, because it's a special holiday family tradition, and Christmas is next to Thursday nights, my favorite time of the year. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been here for a while. My wife has been patient. It's time for me to head out of here. I hope you guys have a tremendous, fantastic weekend. We got a great one up and coming ourselves. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time, man. I do know how important it is to you if you're in a position to help the channel to grow. You can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Just saying, something you can do. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us. Also, don't forget that somehow, some way, man, each and every single solitary day, you do make a difference. You really do. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.